Unlock the mental code of elite traders. And spoiler alert, it's not about some secret indicator or a black box algorithm. It's all about unwavering discipline. We're going to walk through 13 pillars that can totally transform your trading by building something we call absolute commitment.
So let me ask you something. When you think about the traders you really admire, the ones who seem to be consistently on top of their game, what's the one thing they all have in common? I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with a fancy setup or some secret chat room. It's something way deeper, something you can actually build for yourself. But yeah, it's going to take some real work.
And the answer is this: absolute commitment. This is our guiding light for today. It's that rock-solid, unwavering discipline to just follow your plan, to execute your strategy, and to do it without all the second-guessing, without getting sidetracked by noise, and without letting fear or greed take the wheel.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the commitment problem itself. Then we'll get into the solution with 3 key foundations: sharpening your focus, expanding your mindset, and mastering your process. And at the end, we'll tie it all together into your very own commitment blueprint.
Okay, let's kick things off with the big hurdle, the one that trips up so many traders. It's that painful gap, right? The space between having a solid plan, knowing exactly what you should be doing, and then, when the market's moving, doing something completely different. That gap, that's where profits go to die.
And here's the thing you got to get. Your brilliant strategy, your perfectly back-tested system, all that hard work you put into analysis, it is completely 100% useless if you don't have the discipline to actually follow it. Commitment isn't just a nice to have, it's the engine that makes the whole car move. Without it, you are going absolutely nowhere.
All right, so how do we build that engine? Well, the very first foundation is to sharpen your focus. This is all about taking ruthless control of your external environment and, honestly, more importantly, your own attention. It's about building a fortress against all the distractions out there.
And these first 3 pillars of focus, they sound simple, but they are incredibly powerful. So pillar 1, cut out distractions. Seriously, every non-essential alert, every news feed, it's just a leak in your focus. Pillar 2, stop trading so many different things. You got to master a few key markets, not be kind of mediocre at a bunch of them. And pillar 3, get to work earlier. And look, this isn't about grinding yourself down. It's about creating a calm, proactive headspace before the market chaos really begins.
I really want you to let this one sink in. Cutting out distractions, this isn't just a suggestion. It's a non-negotiable first step. I mean, think about it. Every single time your phone buzzes, you get pulled out of the zone. That one tiny moment of distraction could be the difference between nailing a perfect entry and missing it completely. Your focus is your capital. You have to protect it.
Okay, so you've battened down the hatches on your external environment. Now it's time to turn inward. This next part is where the real battle is won or lost, your mindset. We're going to talk about breaking through those internal barriers that are secretly sabotaging your trades.
Now, this is the internal heavy lifting, and it covers pillars 4 through 8. Pillar 4 is use all your talents. That means your intuition and creativity, not just the analytical side of your brain. Pillar 5, stop hesitating. And we'll get to that one in a second. Pillar 6, ask for help. Pride costs a lot of money in this game. Admit when you're stuck and talk to a mentor. Pillar 7, go beyond your usual constraints. Challenge that little voice that says you can't hold a winner or you can't cut a loser quickly. And pillar 8, go beyond your usual style. Hey, if you're a scalper, go study swing trading. It'll expand your whole perspective on the market.
Let's just zero in on this one for a second, because hesitation is the absolute killer of good trades. You see the setup, your plan is screaming go, but you freeze. You wait for just one more little confirmation, and boom, the move is gone without you. This pillar is a direct command. You have to trust your preparation. When your system gives you the green light, you act. You execute. No holding back. Period.
Now for our final foundation. Once your environment is clean and your mindset is dialed in, you have to turn that discipline into a repeatable habit. This is where we master our process. You see, real professionals don't just rely on feeling in the zone. They rely on a systematic process that they execute like clockwork, day in and day out.
This is how you build a pro operation, with pillars 9 through 13. So, pillar 9, choose quality over junk. Trade solid setups, not lottery tickets. Pillar 10, do your homework. Understand the why behind a price move, not just the what. Pillar 11, write it down. A plan in your head is just a wish. A plan on paper is a commitment. Pillar 12, write down your day's target. It gives you a clear goal to aim for. And finally, Pillar 13, develop a checklist. This is your co-pilot, okay? It stops you from making emotional mistakes when things get crazy.
Let's make that checklist idea super concrete. It can be as simple as this. Step 1. Identify the setup. Is this a valid A+ setup according to my written plan? It's a yes or a no. Step 2. Ask the tough questions. Am I chasing here? Where could I be wrong? Is my risk to reward really there? And step 3, if it passes those filters, you execute with absolute conviction. This simple little process systemizes your discipline.
So, what's the end result of doing all this work? Well, you literally transform from one type of trader into another. You go from being reactive to proactive, from distracted to focused, from random and chaotic to systematic. And maybe most importantly, you go from being hesitant to being decisive. I mean, just look at this. Which side of the screen do you want to live on?
Okay, let's wrap all this up with your personal blueprint. Because this isn't just theory, right? This is a practical guide to forging the kind of discipline you actually need to succeed.
I want you to burn this number into your brain. 13. That's it. This isn't about memorizing 1,000 complicated rules. It's about 13 core principles that, if you can master them, will form the unshakable foundation of your entire trading career.
And the biggest takeaway here is that these 13 pillars, they aren't just random. They all fit perfectly into this powerful 3-part structure. You control your environment through focus. You control your psychology through mindset. And you control your actions through process. That's the path.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Please don't try to tackle all 13 pillars at once. That's just a recipe for failure. Instead, I want you to look at the list. Find the one that really hits home, the one you know your biggest weakness, and just ask yourself this: which pillar will I master first? Start right there.